All right, what is going on YouTube? What's going on? My name is Juette from Starving Artist Courses. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the name of this video is Music. Let's get started, okay? So the point of today's video is to literally just learn the basics of music. Sometimes a lot of people say that music is a language, right? So it can sometimes be scary, like you're learning something new, and it could be, a little nerve-wracking, but we're just gonna go over some basics today. And in future videos, we're going to go a little deeper and a little deeper. You continue to learn music, give you the opportunity to ask any questions that you might have, and it's going to be awesome. But the first thing I want to start off, I'm not going to assume that you know what Starving Artist Courses is, okay? You may have stumbled across this video, which is great. I'm glad that you're here. While you're here, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. But you may also just be a music lover as well. But just in case, you may not know what Starving Artist Courses is, so I'm just going to break that down a little bit. So Starving Artist Courses is your all-in-one online music education resource. So we love to teach music, but we love to teach it in a way that is captivating, that'll keep students engaged as you're learning. And, sometimes you can start off with a lot of theory and notes and all these different things, and you're just kind of like, what does this mean? But a lot of people are just music lovers. Like, we just love listening to music. It makes the world go round, literally. So even with that, we like to teach in a way where we like to teach songs, like songs that people love to listen to. And that's our method of teaching, okay? So, the popular stuff you learn, you hear on the radio, that's what we love to teach you. Your favorite oldies, the ones that just make you feel good, help you remember about love, or help you to get through pain, whatever it is, we love to teach those songs to you. So you can go back and be like, man, this song that really hits my heart, hits my soul. Now I know how to play it, instead of just kind of learning these little quarter note, treble clef, all these different things and stuff. Just dive in, just learn how to play some songs, right? And we break it down for you. So Starving Artist Courses, we're an online music education resource. So all-in-one online music education, meaning we teach multiple instruments. So for guitar, we teach acoustic, electric, bass guitar, and then we also teach drums, piano, and voice. So those are the current instruments that we do teach. So if you are interested in that, make sure to talk to me after this video, comment below, tell me what your favorite instrument is, But also, before we really dive in today, I want to make sure at the end of this video, you make sure you click the link below to get your free gift. When you go to starvingartistcourses.com, right there in the top corner, you'll see free guide. And our free guide is something to help you with scheduling your time and making music a reality. Because a lot of times people will be like, I don't have time to learn a new instrument, or I don't know how to really fit in my schedule. Even right now with everyone at the time of the recording of this video, everyone's at home during a pandemic. So you may be home with, your significant other, you may be home with your kids, and, everyone is just all around each other all day. So you're like, how do I even carve out time to dedicate towards learning an instrument or learning how to sing or whatever the case, right? So we have a PDF guide called Finding Your Rhythm, Making Time for Your Dreams. So it's a PDF that gives you 3 practical steps on how to lay out time. It doesn't have to be a bunch. Even if you can get 5, 10, 15, 30 minutes laid out throughout the entire day to put to the side. And it just kind of breaks down, show you areas where you can kind of tweak things around to make time, to learn an instrument, so it's pretty awesome. So make sure you go to our website, starvingartistcourses.com. Right there on the homepage, you'll see free guide. Put your email address in, boom, we'll send it straight to you. So that's that. So today, again, music, let's get started. So as you learn a new instrument, it can be, pretty daunting. It's something that's brand new. So you could be like, man, this is literally a new language. I don't even know what they're saying and stuff. So I just want to break down some basics today. And then again, in future videos, I want you to comment. I want you to tell me, what songs do you want to learn? What instrument do you want to learn? What music questions do you have? And what has been tricky over the years as you've been trying to figure things out? So, let us know. But pretty much music. I always tell my students, just think of like literally kindergarten, like kindergarten. The basic things that we learned back in kindergarten were the numbers A through Z. Okay, so that's our 26 letters. If you speak English, these are 26 letters that we use, right? Now in music, we're only using the first 7 letters. Okay, so we're using A through G. That's it. A B, C, D, E, F, G. That's it. No matter which instrument you pick up, we're going A through G, okay? So even with that, you can relax. So the first 7 letters of the alphabet, that's what we're using, okay? So that's the first thing, nice and simple, right? Okay, and then also know that there are 12 notes in music. So again, whether you're playing the clarinet, playing the piano, the guitar, whatever it is, there are going to be 12 notes. So 7 letters used, 12 notes. So where does that leave the other 5, right? So 5 of the 7 letters that we use have something that we call accidentals, sharps and flats. I'm sure you've heard before. If someone's singing and the note they're supposed to be on is la, but they're going la, then they're a little sharp. They're a little above the note that they're supposed to be on. Or if the note again is supposed to be la, but they're like under that, it's like, ooh, that sounds a little flat, right? So with that, that's sharp and flat. So if you're at a note, like you're at A, and then the note you're supposed to be singing is A, and then you're singing a little below that, then you're flat, or you're at a note that's under, right? And if you're at a note that's above it, or your pitch that you're singing is a little higher, then we're going to call that sharp. So you've already learned 3 things about music. So first 7 letters of the alphabet, A through G. So you're all set with that. And then, hey, Gabby's popping up saying hello. Awesome. All right, cool. So pretty much the first 7 letters of the alphabet. Then you have 12 notes in music. And 5 of those 7 notes, or 5 of those 7 letters are, have sharps and flats to them. So that's how it works. So it's easier to remember the ones that don't. So the letters B and the letter E, those do not have sharps, okay? So those are the 2 that you can remember do not have sharps. So even from that, like now like pretty much every note that you're going to deal with when it comes to music. So super basic. Now, going back again to the basics and like, remembering things from kindergarten again. So you learn your first few letters of the alphabet, and then you learn how to count your numbers. That's where the rhythm comes in, right? So again, if you can count to like 4, 6, 8, those are usually the numbers we count. We count 2, 4, 6, and 8. Sometimes we count other numbers, like 3, 5, 7, things like that. But typically for the stuff that we listen to, like pop radio, 2, 4, 6, 8. So if you can count up to 8, then you can do music and you can count rhythm. So it's like super basic, okay? So for example, whenever we're doing music, we call it a measure. So if we're doing a measure and we're counting and people clapping. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's our rhythm right there. So that's how we're learning how to, count the different instruments, okay? So it's nice and simple. That's how you do that. So again, we want to make sure that you are learning the songs that you love to listen to. So we want you to make sure you comment on this video and tell us the specific songs that you want to learn, because that's really important for us. Now, I want to go back to what we offer as a brand, okay? So Starving Artist Courses, we are called courses because we teach step-by-step breaking down the different instruments. So if you watch some of our videos that are already on our channel, what we would do is we'll take, a popular song and we'll break down each instrument that's on that song, literally. So like last year, we were teaching Photograph, we were teaching Clocks by Coldplay, we were teaching Beat It by Michael Jackson. So we're teaching all these different songs, and then we broke down every single instrument that you hear on that song and explaining it so that everyone who may have an interest in piano and interest in guitar, you can learn that song and you can learn your specific instrument for that song. So it's pretty cool like that, okay? But so we offer the YouTube lessons, and the YouTube lessons are the free content. So you can always just go to our channel, watch those, learn a little bit, but really getting into the nitty gritty, it obviously goes deeper than just counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So if you want to get really deep into it, we also offer one-on-one lessons. Now, again, at the time of this recording, we are in the middle of a pandemic. So it was kind of perfect. We were already a virtual business. So we were already doing things online, and that's continuing onward as well. So you can do one-on-one lessons with us, but it's also virtual. So you can just be there in your home. We could be here in the studio. You can connect with any of our instructors, and we will teach you virtually and break it down. Now, I know there may be some questions. There's different instruments where you may have to see different angles, like drums, for example. You can do a side view, but sometimes the overhead view helps as well. So we make sure when we teach that specific instrument that we give you, different angles so you can kind of really, get in the groove as you're playing that. Or if we're teaching piano, it's kind of hard to see the notes if you're looking from the side. So we also offer it to where, you have the overhead so you can see the top of the piano too. So all of that is there. And if you went to starvingartistcourses.com/memberships, then you'll be able to, check out the different packages that we offer. You could do once a week for 30 minutes. You can do once a month for 30 minutes, or you can do once a week for an hour. So we have 3 different packages that you can do. And if you have any questions, let me know. Okay. So the first thing, let's see. Hey, Tracy. Let's see. You might turn me into a rock star right quick. Hang it. All right. Also, yes, you need to rent yourself an instrument if you don't have one. I think that's the best thing to do. Or, borrow one just as you're learning. It's also nice to invest in your own instrument as well, because then you can really this is mine. I'm really putting investment in this, and you own it. You own the practicing, which goes back to our free PDF guide that we're mentioning. So make sure you go to the website and get that PDF guide. Once again, Finding Your Rhythm, starvingartistcourses.com/finding your rhythm, and that'll help you to dedicate that time towards your instrument. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just kind of you guys let me know which instrument you want to learn first. Okay, so again, we teach acoustic, bass, electric guitar, voice, piano, and drums. Okay, so those are the 6 instruments we offer now. So I want to go back to the whole thing of there's 7 notes, or 7 letters. I'm sorry, there's 7 letters that we use in music from A to G, and then there's 12 notes. So you can look at this guitar. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it can be a little daunting because people look at an instrument and be like, I see all of these little spots. It's so confusing, so much going on. How am I going to know, like what I'm supposed to do, right? So it's really simple. So, we could break this down later when I do some guitar videos. But just for the sake of today, if you look at this guitar, all of these different sections here, where the little metal line separates them, these are called frets. So we have 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret, etc. Nice and easy. Okay, so again, if there's the 12 notes in music, this string that I plucked, this is actually called the E string. So this sound you're going to hear, that's what the E note sounds like. Okay, so that's E. Now, there's 12 notes, right? So if this is E, as I'm counting the frets, all I'm doing, I'm going up to the next note. And sometimes this confuses my students. Like, I'll be like, okay, what's the next letter after E? And they're like, like A or something. And remember, it goes up to G, and we're just going in alphabetical order. So don't start forgetting everything we learned in like kindergarten and 1st grade. I always try to go back to mention kindergarten because I want you to put in your head, this isn't, it's simple. It's not, too difficult to start playing music. It's nice and simple. So I try to just kind of explain, just in kindergarten, like it's nice and basic. Okay. But yeah, so if I know this is E, and as I mentioned earlier, E doesn't have a sharp. So after E, you just go straight to the next letter of the alphabet, which is F. Okay, so this will be F. So you got E, F, and it keeps going. F does have a sharp, so this next note will be called F sharp, etc. And it keeps going. And then by the time you get up to the 12th fret, so you got 5, 7, 9, 12, this note again is E. And it kind of sounded like, listen. One is low, one is high, low, high, right? And that's E. And all that's happening is after E, it keeps looping over and over again. So this next note is F. And you got the F sharp, then G, G sharp. After G sharp, since it's going around, there's nothing after G. It goes back to A. And that's all you're doing. So these are a bunch of notes, but all they're doing, they're just repeating. They're repeating the same 12. So just want to demonstrate that so that, this looks like a lot, but just remember placement. And you'll know where the notes are. And we'll get into which strings there are. You guys let me know if, we're planning on doing live pretty frequently. We have other instructors here. So, we'll rotate between the different instructors from time to time. But let me know which one you want to learn first. So that's guitar. I could do a few guitar lesson videos. I could jump into piano. We could do voice, bass, whatever you want to learn first. Let me know and we will break that down. Okay. So just want to do a quick recap. And okay. So electric guitar, that would be dope. But we could do electric guitar. Let me see if I can, right there. So we got the electric guitar hanging up on the wall over there. So we could definitely do some electric guitar lessons. That would be amazing. And then, let me know what songs you really love. You're like, man, I listen to the song all the time. I'm like, I wish I could play electric guitar on that. Let us know. And then that'll be one of the lessons that we do live. So what's cool about that is it's in real time. So you can bring your instrument and then you can go ahead and, as I'm breaking it down to you, you can just go ahead and just learn it right there on the spot. And then go ahead and tell your best friend down the street, be like, yo, look what I can play now. And then, we can do it just like that. So just let us know. But if you have any questions, I just want to open it up for any questions. Because literally, that's just the basics, just like knowing your notes and then knowing your rhythm, like the counting aspect. Now, I do want to expound just a little bit on the fact that music is a language, like I mentioned before. So just like how we have all of these rules when we're learning English, all of these rules when we're learning Spanish, conjugating, all of our adverbs, adjectives, putting them together to make sentences and paragraphs and all of that. Music has those rules too. So if it's a language, it's how we communicate. The first thing you want to learn are your notes. Just like with learning a language, you learn your letters first. So let's compare the two. So in a language that we speak, we're learning our letters. The letters help us to form words. So doing the same thing with music, the notes help us to learn our scales. Okay. Then when you learn your words, when you're learning a language, the words help you to form sentences, right? Same thing in music. You learn your scales, that helps you to form your chords, okay? And then from there, you're learning a language again, so now you have your sentences, and that helps you to put together your paragraphs, right? Then same thing with music. Once you learn your scales, that takes us to our chords, and then our chords take us to putting together chord progressions. And the chord progression is just, switching between different chords, so just a demonstration. And I don't know if this thing is tuned up, I'm sorry. So you get the gist of it. So if I'm playing this chord, it's just a G chord. Sounds a little out of tune, but that is a G chord. And the way I know it's a G chord, the root note or the main note, this note here is G. How do I know this is G? The string is E. The first note is F. E doesn't have a sharp, so it goes to F. And then you get F sharp, and it goes to G. That's pretty much that. So this is a G chord. And then you can go to a C chord after that. And go to a D. And then back to a C. So we just played 3 chords, but it's like a chord progression because with that, you just throw some lyrics over it, and then you got a song. So you got your G, then you go to C, you go to D, then you go back to C. And then you usually end on your root note there, or your root chord, your G, your main chord. So that's pretty much how you do that there. And next time when we actually do an actual guitar lesson, I'll make sure that it's perfectly in tune, and make sure you guys are tuned up too before you play or perform for anybody. So that was a little lesson. I did that on purpose. Make sure it was out of tune so that you can remember to tune it. Okay, cool. But yeah, so let's see. Do you have any questions? Let's see. Do nails interfere with strings? Yeah. So that's more of a technique question. So pretty much some ladies who teach guitar, their nails are getting in the way of the strings because of the way you have to lay your fingers on the string. It can kind of bump into the other strings. So some of these notes here, you don't want to press. Like for example, if I did this chord here, which is an A minor chord, I may not want this finger per se to touch this string because it may give me a buzz. It's kind of buzzing. It's not ringing because it's bumping into it. So sometimes your nail can bump in the way, but some people use that to their advantage. If they're doing more finger picking type stuff, then your nail can actually make the string sound pretty cool. I'm pretty bad. I'm always keeping my nails low. I need to keep them balanced and maintained. So I never have that issue, because I'm always picking at them and, so it's not good. But you can use it to your advantage, but depending on what you're doing, you may want to cut them. So that is a great question. All right, cool. So pretty much if we don't have any more, what I want you to do, again, I'm going to share this video. And I want you guys to comment, tell us what you want us to do. We will continue something like this for next week and actually dive into playing. That's the really fun part there. And then we'll just play some songs, and I'll give a shout out as well. I'll be like, hey, this week we're doing X, Y, and Z because Tracy asked for us to do this song. And that's pretty much how we're going to do that. Okay. So again, as we wrap up, I want you to go back to Starving Artist Courses. Make sure you join our mailing list, and we will go ahead and send you that PDF, Finding Your Rhythm, Making Time for Your Dreams. And I want you this week to go ahead and read through it. It's only like 3-4 pages, and it literally just breaks down, make sure you're using a planner, look at all the things you're doing throughout the day. Let's see how we can shift some things around. I kind of put a testimony in there as well, like how we just kind of just pile things up. And I'm not learning how to, spread it out. And then you can find those spots for a little wiggle room to throw in for you to practice. And the last thing, as far as practice, consistency is very, very important. Not quantity, but consistency. What I mean is, you guys remember when we were like in elementary school or high school or even college, whatever, and it's like we have a final coming up. And then like that last night before, we're trying to stuff everything into our brain. And then it's stuck in there because we just crammed it in at that moment and we aced the test. And now if you have a conversation with somebody right now, you'll be like, hey, do you remember what we learned, in physics or that subject? And you can't remember any of that stuff, right? Because our brain was not wired to just cram stuff in at the last minute and then, try to retain it. That's not how we retain things. You have to do a little bit over time for it to be able to sustain. So that's the trick. That's the key right there. So with that, practicing just a little bit each day is better than trying to cram it all in one day a week. It's not going to stick as much. So, it doesn't have to be anything epic, 10, 15, 20 minutes, so who told you I pass, right? That's how all of us pass. I can have a conversation with somebody as 2 + 2. That's why I love music, because we just count to 4, we just count to 8. So that's pretty much that. But but pretty much, you want to do a little bit every day. So, make sure you download that guide. It'll help you this week to start getting in the mindset of getting ready to learn an instrument. You've been saying for years, everyone watching this, you've been saying for years, man, I really want to learn, or I used to play piano, et cetera, et cetera. We've been saying that all this time and everything. Okay, this is the year. So it's February. Now it's February. By the end of this year, I want you to be able to play a few songs, have some songs under your belt. So we can do this. We're going to keep going live so that we can keep learning together. And it's going to be amazing. But again, thank you so much for tuning in to Starving Artist Courses. Make sure to please subscribe, share this with anyone. And we thank you so much. And we'll see you again this week. Bye.